Can you talk a bit
Right.
to the importance of measurement and how you've institutionalized it?
So as part of a transformation, we embraced OKRs across the business.
Explain OKRs.
Sure. OKR stands for objectives and key results, right? I mean, there might be some people here who are implementing it. They may even be better than me in explaining that, so apologies if I'm repeating well-known stuff. But OKRs was perfected at Intel by Andy Grove. He used OKRs to transform Intel and make it the powerhouse it became and revolutionize the computing industry. There's an amazing book by John Dewar called Measure What Matters. Mm-hmm. And in that book, it's very fascinating. He talks about how he is, when his venture capital fund invested in Google, when Google was a very small company, he was teaching the founders at Google how to implement OKRs. It was so powerful that today everyone at Google has their personal OKRs. Google runs on OKRs. For a business that's on more softer skills and things that are traditionally been harder to measure, we pushed ourselves into asking questions. How do we measure success? Mm-hmm. What does success look like? So if you're doing a communication program, what does success look like? How do we measure it? And often, none of us have the answer, right? By asking a lot of questions in a creative and a constructive way, you try to come up with ways, right? So in a simple way, you ask for feedback, right? Of this program. What is feedback? It's a way of measuring, right? And a lot of research has gone into that to ask questions in a particular way, and you can convert that back to a numerical level. The moment you can convert something into a numerical level, you can then track performance against it. You could set goals. Okay, this is how we're going to do, and let's kind of, if this scores 5 out of 10, let's aim for 6 out of 10 next time, or 7 out of 10, right? And that starts to change performance in the business over a period of time. So for us, OKRs was very powerful.
Yeah, purposes. Okay.
So OKRs also allows different teams to collaborate, right? So when you set a big objective, you may need 2 different teams to collaborate and work together. So if you just looked at KPIs would be like, okay, this team is going to do this team is going to do this, and this team is going to do this. OKRs kind of run above it. So as an organization, this is what we want to achieve, okay, right? And then in order to achieve that, we need these 3 teams to collaborate, work together, and come up with this. So we had a situation where we had quite an ambitious goal for driving our revenue. And traditionally, we kind of had to increase our audience. We had to have our ad team work and so on. Historically, if we ran on KPIs, we would do these things individually. So the audience team would have that target, sales team would have that targets, the ad ops team would have that targets. But when we wrote an OKR, it said, okay, achieve this big objective. And we had a group meeting. How do we all align? And the audience team was actually about to go in a different direction. When the sales team came and said, well, actually, you know what? Don't do that. We're going to try and see if we can find a better way to monetize what you're doing. And they did not change. And you know what? The sales team succeeded. As a result, we were able to dramatically grow our revenue, right? Had we made that a siloed process, the audience team would have gone their way, changed their pivoted, the sales team would have gone their way, and we would have missed a huge opportunity.